All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it, baby. Episode 104, Hanging with Beat Drop podcast. We are out here. If you checked out episode 103, I appreciate you very much. I was solo dolo for the show, and we solo dolo again. All right, got my cafecito, got my cold brew, got my agua. So we feeling good, man. Well, first off, how you guys feeling? I know you guys can't talk back, but want to do a little check in, make sure you guys are straight. We in May, baby. We in May. It's gonna be a big month. It's an important month, and I'm gonna speak on that on a few minutes. Why? But before I do, I don't know how you guys' week was. It's been a pretty interesting week for me. But I'm thinking about it. Before I was recording, I was like, I'm gonna say, should I say it? I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. So my mom, Mama Dukes, she don't got no teeth. All right. So I know I'm putting her business out there, but that's what happens. I'm allowed to because I'm her son and she knows I love her. So she don't got no teeth. All right. So I've taken her to the, trying to get some extra kid points. I took her, but I took her to the dentist a few times. So they removed all her teeth. And she can't eat. You know what I mean? Like she could only like drink fluids and the whole spiel. Why did they remove her teeth? I don't want to say why, but just know she don't got no teeth for the time being until they put like, I think black eyes or something. So we were on Thursday was the draft, and I was like, my boy Raj, shout out to my boy Raj, was like, yo, let's watch the draft. I was like, say less, let's watch it. So he came to the crib, but I told I told Raj, I was like, hey, you know what? Let's get some food. I was like, tell mom to order it. He was like, all right, say less. So I was like, I'm gonna get my cut, because I gotta look good, especially for the pod, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and then after we'll vibe out. And then he was like, cool. And then she was like, but what is he gonna eat? What is mom's gonna eat? Cause she can't eat food. And I was like, oh, she's gonna eat licuados, which means like shakes and shit, like smoothies. And then I was like, if not, que se chupe el dedo grande. Oh, anywho, all right. If you're wondering, what does that mean? That means like to like suck on your big toe. Like, anyways, that's fucked up. All right, I'm not gonna cut that out. That's me being authentic. All right, so let's get to it. We are on episode 104. And what are we going to talk about today, you might be asking. And today what I want to speak about is a very, very important subject, something that I'm getting more knowledge myself, something that I'm having a great passion for, and that's mental health. All right, so the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay, so pretty much the purpose of this month is to raise awareness and educate the public about mental health. Okay, so me having mental praise is the way I get to express how I feel about mental health, how I put a lot of my vulnerability in a way so that I could help other people be like, you know what, if B could talk about it, I want to talk about it too. Or how can I make an impact for the people around me, for my family, my community? All right. So that's what we're doing with mental praise. That's my goal to speak about. I've said this a couple of times, but it's something that's always lingered in my mind. All right. So I remember a while back, I said something that, I wasn't really feeling all that. I was kind of having a few moments myself, and my cousin Kev, shout out to my cousin Kev, he said, that's crazy, because like I will never think that you will go through something like that. And I was like, I was wondering. He was like, yeah, you always have good energy. You're always like in a good mood. And that really stuck with me, because I'm like, damn, like how many people out there are going through things and we don't know, because it's like they might be feeling good. There are always the people that are making other people laugh, like myself. And that really stuck with me, because I'm like, damn, like how many people out there are going through things and we don't know. And I get it. It's not going to be like, hey, how you doing today? And, the average person is not going to be like, oh, I'm going through shit. You know what I'm saying? We usually always have a shield of, oh, we're doing good. We're doing great, and I want to speak a little bit about it. I'll try not to take so much of your time today, but, I do want to speak about some stuff and some research that I was doing about mental health. So here are some facts, some statistics that I looked up, and this is from Mental Health America. All right, so it's on mhanational.org. Okay, so I'm going to speak about it a little bit, and hopefully we could all, have a different perspective about mental health and just be more aware and see how we could help, ourselves and people around us. Okay, so number of U.S. adults with mental illness is 50 million people. Okay, so 50 million people out there, and 56% of adults with mental illness who did not receive any mental health treatment. Okay, so there's 56% of people that are dealing with situations and they don't have no treatment. And here are some facts in regarding to men. Okay, so I'm gonna speak about this because I feel that with the Mental Praise platform, I'm strongly advocating for men to reach out to your brother, reach out to anyone who can help you go through certain situations. Here are some facts about men. Okay, so men are less likely than women to seek help for depression, substance abuse, and stressful life events due to, and these are the 3 reasons: social norms, reluctance to talk, and downplaying symptoms. Social norms, I think that's big. This is just my opinion, but I feel like men are not allowed to feel those feelings. At least that's what it seems like, right? Like that's kind of how we grew up. Like, you go through something, it's like toughen up. Oh, you gonna talk about it? Hey dog, why are you talking about that? Like, we don't, you know what I'm saying? I could see that and be like, hey, I've been in a position where I don't want to say, because it might make me look weak, might make me look vulnerable, might make me look like less of a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, these are actual things, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of men out there who do feel like that and are not gonna say it. But for me, with my journey and what I've been dealing with, I'm like, you know what, why not talk about it? Because I hope that could help another person just want to talk about it, or help someone that is dealing with something and it's like, hey man, like, just give that person your shoulder and be like, I got you. All right. And reluctance to talk. I mean, that's huge. Like, he just said, like, we don't want to talk about it. And I think the biggest one for me right here is downplaying symptoms. We downplay a lot. You know what I'm saying? I know I've been like that a lot, where have someone tell me like, how you feeling today? Like, how does that make you feel? It's cool. Just short, cold with it. You know what I mean? Because it's like the moment, I feel like you say something, this is just my perspective, is like, I feel like you're giving so much power to that. And it's like, oh, I'm letting it go. You know what I mean? And I've been working through that to be like, all right, like, how can we talk about things without thinking 2 steps ahead? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like it's like you say something, you're like, how's this person going to react to when I say something? Am I going to look different? Am I going to look weird if I speak about these things? You get what I'm saying? So I think that's huge. We downplay a lot. I know I've been like that. You know what I mean? Like, and the reason I keep saying like, oh, I've been, because I wanted to make it clear that it's like, I want to be able to speak on certain things. And if I don't know something, or if I'm not so sure, I will make it clear like, hey, I don't know what that is. I'm not just going to say stuff just to say it, but I know that for me, at least for sure, the last couple of years, I've been around this talk because I've been through that. So it's like, I want to find ways to talk about it. I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm gonna mess up. I might say a certain term that, I'm going through this, and I want to go through this with y'all. There's another one. All right. More than 4 times as many men as women died by suicide in the U.S. in 2010. And over 3/4, which is 79% of these suicides, were men. That's sad. You know what I mean? Like, to know that people out there are taking their lives. Over 6 million men suffer from depression per year. Okay, so there's 6 million men suffering from depression per year. That's a lot, man. That means that I'm pretty sure you talk to someone on a regular basis and you don't even know they're going through something. That's big talk right there, man. That's huge, and that's why I feel like the month of May, it's beautiful to see that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, because it's for us to talk about it. Male depression often goes undiagnosed. Okay, so men are more likely to report fatigue, Irritability, loss of interest in work or hobbies rather than feelings of sadness or worthlessness. When you say depression, it automatically means, I mean, there's this feeling that you kind of put it with like, oh, you're sad. That's kind of how, at least for me, when I would see that word depression, I'll be like, oh, like he's just sad. You know what I mean? But to see that it's like loss of interest in work or hobbies, that's big. You know what I mean? Because the fact that a person's not doing what they enjoy doing or loving their work because they're depressed, that's huge. You know, these right here stuck out to me a lot when I was going through my research, because there's men out there that are suffering. They don't say nothing and they are in their own thoughts. Who do you talk to, you know, in a time where you feel you're depressed, you have anxiety, you have these feelings of not knowing what to do? You know what I mean? And you're in your own mind every day talking to yourself, not knowing who you can either trust or how you could express yourself. And for me, you know, I've been able, as the years go on, as I get, you know, more aware of the space, to speak on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna say it like this. I always felt that my problems are not your problems, right? When I'm going to these gigs, you know, I have to put so much energy into making sure that, you know, the music's playing right, I'm being entertaining, I have good energy, you know, because, you know, I'm curating the sound for that night or for whatever time, you know what I mean? And for many years, I could be going through things at the house, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. And for a long time, you're going through these things and you come back home and you got to face reality at some point. I know that's happened to me. I'm not saying that that's happening to every other person. Those are just examples that we have to just keep going, and we don't speak about things. And at some point, it's good to get some certain things out of yourself, to speak on things, because if not, you get to a point where you don't start understanding, like, why am I feeling irritated? Why don't I have interest in doing things and once in my life I love doing? Or, you know, I just don't have energy to do those things. I think it's very important that you figure out ways to deal with those things, to talk about those things. And for me, there's been times where I've spoken about things and I've been told, like, yo, you ever thought about going to therapy? And the word therapy is like, boom, it's like this word that you're like, whoa, therapy, like, what are you trying to say? Right? Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm sure that if someone ever told you, like, yo, you ever thought about going to therapy? It's like you have this, like, you feel offended. But then it's like when you really settle down and it's like, you know what? Like, why not? Right? Like, it's like, why not put ourselves in a position to find out what is the reason why we do certain things, or how can we just live life with enlightenment? When we hear therapy, is such a strong word. My mind, I'm like, you know what? Like, I would like to do therapy, but then it's the next question, like, where do I find a therapist? What kind of therapist? You know, like, do I tell people there's so much questions you have, right? The past couple of weeks, like, something inside of me had just been like, yo, man, you gotta try it out. You know what I mean? And especially that right now I speak so much about mental health and mental praise. I'm like, you know what? If I tell another person, hey man, you should do therapy or you should look into it, and I haven't even looked into it, I feel like that just don't sit well with me. You know what I mean? It's like, if I could at least try to start, right? Like, I don't know how it's gonna be, right? Because I start therapy the following week, but it's like, I don't know how it's going to be, right? But I could at least say I tried. You know, I'm at least trying, so that, you know, if at least one person goes, hey, man, I was thinking about doing therapy and I started doing it because I saw you doing it, I'm going to feel like, man, like, let's go. Because think about, when one person's doing good, it translates for their family. You know what I mean? Like, it trickles down. That's the reason why I'm going to start doing therapy. And yeah, I think that, you know, hopefully, you know, we, you know, as a community, as individuals, we try to find ways to be open about speaking about mental health, and not just have conversations that don't really do us any help. All right. So I hope that these statistics, make you see things a little different. I know that when I see statistics like that, it makes me, try to find the beauties in life in everything I do, and be very aware of the wording I use when I go about my day. If we don't see life with beauty, we don't see it with enlightenment, then we're living a stagnant life. You know what I mean? Like we have the blessing and we have the blessing to be alive, right? Like sometimes these things sounds very cliche, but it's facts, man. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow's never promised. Like I don't think we really understand that sometimes. You know what I mean? Because we make plans for 2 weeks from now. We make plans for a month from now. We make plans to go to a wedding in 2 years. You know what I mean? And it's like we have this weird way of just thinking tomorrow's promise. Like, but with that being said, like it's not that we should have a way of feeling overwhelmed that one day we're gonna die, but I think it's this feeling of, hey, you know what? We are here in the present. I've made mistakes in the past. I continue to make errors, but I'm a human being. I always tell people, God died for us, knowing we weren't perfect. We're not going to be perfect ever. There's no such thing as a perfection. There's just no way, but I think knowing that us being in the present and us enjoying the beauties that we have around us, enjoying this moment of having a conversation. I wanted to end the podcast just encouraging you to just see the beauties in the present. All right. We're going to live life the best way we can. We just got to make the effort to better ourselves. I'm wishing you guys a beautiful day, beautiful week. I don't know when you guys are listening. We gonna have some more people pulling up, you know what I mean? And let's just keep growing. Let's get better. And much love, man. Blessings. Have a beautiful day. Hang with B Drop Podcast, episode 104. Much love, man. Peace.